Okay. Hi, I'm Riley Reifenbach. I recently got to interview an entrepreneur I know named Dirk Whitsitt. To preface, I chose him because he's one of my dad's good friends, and I respect the man a lot. And he's done a lot of good things in his life, so I figured I would, talk to him and learn what I could from him. As a professional overview, his name is Dirk Whitsitt. He is a carpenter and entrepreneur. He did carpentry for 20 plus years, and recently got into the entrepreneurial side. He built cabins up in Idaho, and he did custom builds for rich people and, just people that wanted to build their dream homes. And he did excellent work during it. It's hard work, cold winters, but he seemed to enjoy it. Recently, he's been doing house inspections. He lives in Kansas now. So he lives in Kansas and does house inspections for people. He does that as like a side gig. He's semi-retired right now, but he also has duplexes, and he um, remodeled those and used his carpentry skills and what he's learned over the years in order to be able to manage those and keep a positive cash flow coming in. Um, his greatest accomplishment, he said when I asked him, was he led a really big cabin build out in Idaho, and it was like mansion size. It was like dream home. He was able to actually create part of the blueprints for it, like with some of the customer, specialty, of course, because they want what they want. But he got to build most of that, and he got to lead the crew, which was pretty epic, he said. He got personal praise from the owner of it, and they just said it was just beautiful. Beautiful scenery, amazing place. I would love to have seen it. His greatest disappointment in life, well, not life, his professional life, I guess, would be that he got arthritis pretty young, pretty early onset. I mean, that kind of work, it's all hands and chisels and everything like that. He got arthritis pretty bad, and that's why he can't do it anymore. That's why he switched to the managerial roles, the supervisory stuff. Um, he believes that the role of management is to act as a well-oiled machine. So, sorry. What I mean by that is that, or what he meant by that is that management should keep things rolling, should keep things going in the way that it's supposed to. And he's used that in his duplex business by, creating good lease agreements that where it's not too strict that people are struggling for money each time, to come up with all that, but strict enough that he still gets a profit out of it. So it's just having the people skills to, be able to avoid those conflicts. Um, he said his biggest struggle with with people managing people is that employees often struggle with the safety procedures that are required on some of those big builds. When OSHA comes in and they see you not wearing a safety belt and you're 20 feet up in the air, they'll shut you down pretty quick. So that was a big struggle, and a way that he overcame that, and that management at the time overcame that, is that they would lead by example. They would be the first ones there. They would be the first ones to put on the safety equipment, and they would vie for it. Um, They would make sure that everyone was being safe, and their attitude was the key to success there. If they acted like the rest of the crew and they were just like, "Oh, I dread this," then I mean, everyone else would hate it even more. But their attitude is what kept people from not doing it at all. Uh, a big thing that he struggled with was that the customer is always right. Uh, the customer that knows nothing about carpentry or any of this, they think that they can just build a little blueprint out of nothing. And they think that they can just add specifications halfway through a build, and that's not how it goes. But trying to learn from that and be people oriented and avoiding those conflicts was a big thing that he said he had to learn throughout all that. Because in that situation, you just want to say, yeah, screw it. But biggest advice that he said, he told me personally, was just keep on learning. Learn as much as you can. Don't be afraid to ask the old guys because they've been around the block. They know a thing or two. And he also said, learn patience. Be a patient guy. I mean, things will come when they want. Getting angry about it isn't going to change a single thing. My analysis of it is that people skills are very important. I mean, in that field and in any other field too. People skills can help avoid confrontation, but I mean, when it can't avoid confrontation, you can at least manage it, like you're supposed to, and understand that some people are, not going to be avoidable. Um, Recruitment is also a big deal. You got to have the right people on your crew. You got to have the right people around you in order to have that good attitude and that good work culture that we all strive for in HR. um, I also think that feedback is a really good thing too. You got to know what you're doing well and what you're doing bad. I mean, word of mouth is still very powerful in business. Excuse me. Um, Dirk said that some of his biggest builds came from people just telling other people about his business. Um, and that really stuck with me. The feedback is really important. Overarching lessons, um, you have to have a learning attitude throughout your whole life. I mean, just keep on learning, learn what you can, share it with others, learn people skills. You got to know how to talk to people, how to treat people, how to manage people. Those things will come with time, but it does take some personal effort too. Taking risks, I mean, it can be a good thing, definitely. I mean, Dirk got to do everything he wanted for the last 20, 30 years. But now he's got arthritis. I mean, so he's taking a risk to venture into new ways of business, new lines of work in order to, you know, keep building his wealth and maintaining himself. It's just being adaptable. That's a big thing. But that's all I've got for y'all today. We learned that we want to treat people the best we can, be around the right people, and learn as much as we can. That's all. Where is my mouse?